In terms of the environment, it's kind of perfect. I know in my neighborhood, it's all retirees. We have all these, I'm in San Francisco, there are hills. We have lovely steps and parks and things, and they're the ones who maintain that. Like you'll go by and it's all gray-haired people, cutting down all the excess brush and planting things, and they're getting great exercise. It's social. It enables all the rest of us to really enjoy it in our few spare moments for running up the steps or something like that. So there's so many ways in which this can be done. And some older people feel disempowered to do it, and some people feel very empowered to do it. And part of that has to do with how much privilege you've had in your life. So do you assume you're self-competent? But I do think in all these culture wars with younger people saying, it's your fault that the environment is as it is, if people are more active, and they do have the incentive, the families they love, the planet or outdoor space they love, to organize, to be visible, to take that leadership position. If you've retired from your first career, there's the concept of the encore career. I think that's a huge opportunity. And it also might help with sort of the generation wars that have grown up around this, which do not advance the environment in any way, and are sort of ahistorical in that, yes, maybe, yes, current generations contributed to this, but mostly it wasn't the ordinary people you're dealing with, right? It was the people in power. So don't blame the people who had no responsibility. And equally, one could argue, each generation does harm to subsequent ones in different ways. Think of how the tech boom has led to this absolute epidemic of anxiety, suicide, et cetera, in younger people.
Right.
Are we vilifying the people in their 40s who did this to them? Not so much. So I think we have to be careful not to vilify old people. It sort of falls into that Grimm's fairy tale trope of the older person, often a crone, so a female. So there's gender bias there too. Anyway, I'm straying from your question, but do I agree there's huge potential there? I do.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And also benefits for elders who actually engage in looking after the stairs and the plants and etc. Right? It has a two-way benefit. Yeah.
Right. It has so much benefit because fresh air, natural, all these things we know help health. It's sort of a version of the Japanese forest bathing. So drawing from integrative medicine. It's physical activity, which is one of the key things you need to do as you get older. It's a social activity, also critical. You do all those things, you're more likely to sleep well. If you sleep well, you're going to be healthier. You're more likely to eat well if you've been outside. I mean, it's like a win, 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 win.